Sorry to show you this vile creature from Channel 9 News Hitchener. Anyway, last week I predicted that Dictator Dan would come out after the grand final and ease restrictions. And you can guarantee I said everyone will start loving him. They'll forgive him. They'll hail him as a hero. Well, he did come out on Sunday and he said, hang on, we gotta wait for a few tests, 1,000 tests in some bullshit outbreak in the northern suburbs. Let's wait for that and then see how it happens in the next day or two. And people got a bit restless, but it was all for show. It was all to make out, oh, no, we're really onto this, and the tests really, they really work. They're 100% ridgy-ditch. And we'll wait for these 1,000 tests in case there is an outbreak suddenly in the northern suburbs. Well, as we know, it came out the next day. All zero. All tested zero. We knew that would happen, but it's just to make believe that there are tests, and not everyone tests positive. People actually do test negative. The tests are real. It is all bullshit. And of course, just so happens, 0 cases first time for God knows how long. Just at that time, 0 cases, 0 deaths, all zero. So we should have 0 lockdown, 0 everything, 0. But no, all he did was take away a few things. He's doubled the number of people allowed at funerals to 20. Weddings from 5 to 10. There's no restrictions on going out now, but still the 25-kilometre limit. But get this, are we going to hang on to this 25-kilometre limit? Because we don't want people all of a sudden going to the same spot. And he mentioned 2 places way out east in Victoria, somewhere in the Mornington Peninsula or somewhere, I don't know, 1,000 Steps. Somewhere, never heard of it, but everyone's going to go there and spread the virus. That was his excuse. We'll leave it for another 2 weeks. I mean, what the hell? But anyway, everyone's really happy because pubs and restaurants are open. You can have 20 people in a bar or a restaurant, 20 people even though they might hold 100, 50 outside, and all sorts of other little goodies that he's given back. So, as I said, he was going to please everyone. This was coming for sure. We're going to make people happy come Christmas, but by God, wait till the next year when the flu season starts again. It's amazing how at the end of the flu season, all the cases go down and no one dies. No one dies. End of October. Maybe it's because it's the flu season, you freaking idiots. And it'll come back again next year, come winter. Now I want to show you this bullshit from Channel 9. On the day that he announces this, they got all these figures. I don't know where they get them from. No one contacted me for my opinion. And I'm sure no one's contacted anyone that watches this video. But they seem to have all these figures of how great Mr. Andrews is. Let's just roll it.
Despite the lengthy lockdown and costly second wave, Daniel Andrews still has the majority of Victorian voters on side. State political reporter Andrew Lund joins me now. Andrew, he retains a commanding lead as preferred premier.
Yes, Pete, this online Ipsos poll was conducted for 9 News and The Age ahead of yesterday's pause and today's reopening announcement. It shows Daniel Andrews maintains solid support, but it may prompt some soul-searching from the opposition. The second wave has divided opinion with the Premier front and centre.
A bit long-winded with it, they're stretching it out a bit, but I wouldn't like to be in his shoes all the same.
I know health comes first and everyone's well-being, but realistically he needs to open up.
Having fronted the cameras every day since July, 52% of Victorians approve of Daniel Andrews' performance as Premier, while 33% disapprove.
Guess what comes up here? Guess what comes up here? 33% disapprove. Is that a coincidence? How the hell did 52% approve? Everyone wants his head. Everyone's been crying for his head, but he's still more popular. It just shows All they're going to show here is how useless the opposition are, who are all part of the game as well. I mean, we got a choice from this bozo and some idiot in opposition. That's all it's about. They're both, they're both garbage. But because of the shit in the opposition, everyone likes this fucking jerk.
Not surprisingly, his approval rate is much higher among Labor supporters.
The polling is suggesting that the government's support is holding up, notwithstanding all the problems that have come along.
49% of Victorians are satisfied with how the state government has handled the pandemic, while 40% are not.
49% morons.
15% of respondents approve of Michael O'Brien's performance as opposition leader.
Dud.
39% disapprove. Even among coalition supporters, his approval is just 27%. Overall, 16% of Victorians are satisfied with how the opposition has responded to the pandemic, while 44% are not.
That's 60%. What about the other 40?
Is that he and his colleagues have not really been able to articulate what alternative they would have.
Daniel Andrews,
that was the idea.
Well as preferred
that was the idea. Opposition say nothing.
53% to 18%. That's despite half of Victorians blaming the state government's hotel quarantine program for the state's second wave. 40% point the finger
that doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
Seriously enough, while just 2% think it was bad luck.
When we're blaming people, we tend to blame outsiders that we don't perceive as following the rules.
Who are you, Meg?
Health Officer Brett Sutton is held in higher regard than the state's
politicians. My God.
57% of people approve of his
It just shows how fucked we are.
20% do not.
Look at that crap.
With the lockdown lifting tomorrow night, the Premier is arguably through the hardest part of this second wave. Daniel Andrews may be bruised and still facing some significant challenges, but he's in a competitive position 2 years out from an election. This poll suggests Michael O'Brien faces a much tougher fight. Opposition is hard at the best of times, even more so in a disaster. But the coalition has struggled to present itself as an alternative government, and this may well give his internal critics some extra ammunition. Pete? Okay, thank you, Andrew Lund.
Oh, well, it's obvious how they used Melbourne because they knew this guy was very popular. Labor is all Melbourne is. They used him. It was in the second term of his leadership, and there was no election for another couple of years. They knew the opposition were duds. They knew the people wouldn't accept everything he does. It's worked out perfectly for them. So let's just go to his Facebook page, Dan Andrews. Today's a good day. Have a look at him, putting the mask on, the fake mask. Why is it a good day? Oh, 0. The donut indicates 0. That 0 is the IQ of the people that support him, I think. Oh, no, sorry, it's the number of cases. Finally, we've got down to 0. Perfect timing on the announcement date. 0 cases. No, it's the 0 IQ of the idiots. Staggering. Shaney West. Staggering. Someone that I know has actually liked this. Hang your head in shame and shame, Shaney. That is unbelievable to see your name there with 161,000 others. 161,000 others have given the thumbs up. Unfreaking believable. Dan Andrews said, I'd go a little high up the shelf. Here's to you, Victoria. You couldn't give a fuck about Victoria. What's this shit about? Thank you, Victoria. Media release. The last time, it says 0. The last time Victoria had 0 cases was 9th of June. Even more incredibly, it's 0 cases off the back of a huge testing drive. In 24 hours, we've been able to protest an additional 14,000 tests. So there it is. They're making out that 14,000 people got tested. Who in the right mind would get tested? You know? And 0 cases. It's to make out, it's fair dinkum. If you do test positive, it must be legitimate. Because so many, that 14,000, and they're all negative, that means the virus is gone for the time being. But, going back the last, 3, 4, 5, 6 months, if you tested positive, that was genuine. That's what this shit is about. And not a single new case has been found. Oh, we love you, Dan. Wait till you see these comments. 14,000 freaking comments. Hang on. We've always said we'd follow the advice of the experts, blah, blah, blah. Don't want to see that trash. But look at this. Oh, 14,000 comments. Let's just see a few of them. Thanks, Dan. You are probably the best politician I've ever seen. Oh, sorry. Get me a bucket, will you? Get me a fucking bucket. Not everyone could have handled the way you did after the second wave hit. Mistakes were made, but this is a pandemic, and as you say, there is no playbook for it. Daniel Andrews, MP for Prime Minister. Thank you. Thank you for leading us to safety. There's no place I'd rather be than in Victoria, despite what has been said. Are these fucking people... Do these people have a single brain cell? Thank you, Premier, and God bless Victoria. We did it. Thanks, Dan. You are a superhero and the best. You are awesome. Thank you for looking after all of us. Get a brain, idiots. Get a brain. You know what's coming up? Coming up next year? You really know what's fucking going on here, you brain-dead fucking idiots? Thank you and your team. Oh, my God. Thank you. I'm 70, living on my own with my dog, and we're starting to go stir crazy. But I backed you all the way for sticking to your guns. Thank you and your enormous team for bringing us to zero. See? It's all he had to do was fudge the figures, bring it down to zero, and everyone loves it, just like I said last week. It's a fucking joke. They don't give a shit how they've suffered for 6 months. They don't give a shit, even with their bullshit lies about quarantine bungling and how he's killed 800 people. They don't give a shit about that. It's down to zero now. Look at this. I apologise. I lost faith. I became frustrated and upset. I'm very glad you stayed strong. Thank you. Thank you and your team for everything. The haters would have hated whoever was in your shoes making the decisions. Pretty sure none of us want to walk in your shoes through any of this. You did and are doing what is needed to be done. Another thank you. Hands up everyone who's still stupid enough to think you're getting the Christmas you normally have, if at all. Oh, we've got one woke person, Ambrose. Good on you. The man is demented screwball, addicted to his lockdown. And as I've told you time and again for months, he will not stop. Well done, Ambrose. Wallfinger. Another thank you from me, Dan, and the wider community who took this seriously. Very proud of you, Dan. I mean, they're all fucking saying that he's a wonderful man. Thank you for keeping us all safe, and you've done a wonderful job. And for the knockers, could you have done any better? I think not. Oh, could we have done any better? I think not. Eve Bliss, you are a fucking moron. Dan Andrews, thank you for having the balls to try and fight this virus as best you could, while some people doubted your plans. Jill Marinelli, moron. Dan, thank you, Dan. Oh, Michael Pavlov, well done. You are ruined, Victoria. Now and then we get a good comment. Thank you, Andrews. You did a good job. God bless you. Thank you. You stood your ground against some of the rudest attacks. The rudest attacks. How dare we attack him? And we are now seeing the benefits. What fucking benefits? You're still wearing a fucking mask, idiot. You're still going to social distance, idiot. You're still within 25 kilometres, idiot. You're still only allowed 10 people at a wedding, idiot. You're still only allowed 20 people at a goddamn funeral, idiot. Churches aren't open, idiot. You deserve a well-earned rest and something off the top shelf. Yeah, top shelf from I shouldn't say it, from a gun store. Thank you. You've held it together so well. Fucking Joanne Martin, get a fucking life. Thank you, Mr. Premier. It seems to be all women. Liz George. Warmest gratitude for all your hard work and everyone in your fucking team. There's good old Ambrose. Today's minor easing of the restrictions were greeted with euphoric adulation by Dan supporters. Well done. Exactly what I'm saying. Again, they seem to have conveniently forgotten about the 800 plus deaths, the misery and the financial disaster that Andrews and his government caused. Well said, Ambrose. Thank you as well, Dan. Not all countries have a government that is committed in stopping the virus. Gabby, there's no fucking virus, all right? All this idiot did was fudge figures to make you believe there was a virus. Wake the fuck up. Thanks, Dan, for killing 800 Victorians and destroying thousands Fantastic, Michael. Then we got the idiot replying, educate yourself and read the transcripts from the Royal Commission into aged care. Then apologise to Dan and start pointing the finger into the right direction. Well, Grant Clark, how about you fucking realise that all the bullshit in the aged care was just that? People die every day in aged care, and this piece of garbage used those figures as not only deaths, but as fucking all the cases in the last 2-3 months. Don't give me this aged care shit. Oh, what you're saying now? No one's testing positive in aged care all of a sudden, and no one's dying? Nah, they've done their job, and guarantee come early next year they'll use them again. Thank you, Andrews. I support you. Here's another one. If you're going to blame anyone for the 800 deaths, get your bloody facts right. Most of the deaths occurred in residential aged care facilities. Exactly. So why don't you question that? How it's all in aged care homes. How did the bugs manage to get in all these aged care homes all over Melbourne? Oh, because of a bungled quarantine? No! Because they just used the aged care to fucking use their deaths and cases. Everyone tests positive in the PCR test if you're, old, because you've got all, bad immune system, you've got all that shit problems, and they've all got coronavirus. If you knew what you were talking about, which obviously you don't, you would know that the Australian government is responsible for aged care facilities. Oh, so it's because it's the federal government's fault that all these aged care people are dying with coronavirus. What a fucking moron, Sandra Hill, you are. Something else you obviously don't know, it's federal, not state. So what did Morrison do about it? Oh, so here it is. Oh, it's Morrison's fault. No, you fucking idiot. They're both working together with this bullshit. I'll just read a couple more. Well done, Dan. I don't know how you didn't yell at some of those reporters. You showed great leadership and restraint. Oh, what a puke fest. Thank you so much, Dan. Words are too, can't even spell, small letters. Dan, very proud of you, Dan. You've done a great job for keeping. Look, Julie Hammond. All women. All women. Jacqueline, thanks, Dan. Look at all these loves. Helen, thank you, Dan, Brett, and all the team. Dan Andrews for Prime Minister. Well done. Sathira, assume that's a woman. Oh, we got an idiot. Male. Thanks, mate, for all the hard work. I'd like to see people do half as good a job as you people. You have. People just got to suck it up for the sake of our loved ones. You are a fucking moron. No wonder we're fucked. No wonder everyone's out there wearing masks. The IQ of all these people, the total, would lucky to hit double figures, honestly. Shirley, you're an inspirational leader. Thank you for all your hard work. You and your team have done an amazing job. Done an amazing job to dehumanize every single one of us. And honestly, this is only the beginning. You just wait till next year, you freaking idiots, and you tell me how you're going to love this guy when the vaccine comes out. Cassandra, thanks for leading us through all of this. I hope you can celebrate this milestone with your family tonight. Honestly, I want to puke, sorry. That'll do. 14,000 comments. And they're all a puke fest. We deserve what's coming. If that's the mentality of people, after going through all this shit and absolutely praising this fucking piece of garbage, we are fucked.